So let's take a look back on 2020. So here's kind of just our table of contents. We're going to talk about the year in numbers, lots of graphs and different things for you guys to take a look at. Moves and expansions, even though things were a little different, we definitely still had some moves and expansions in the city. We're going to talk about how we went digital when we brought Jillian Morin in back in July. Supporting small business, still supporting big business. We did a lot of work with Dine Local, our hospitality industry. Believe it or not, we still did attend some events. Most were virtual. But as you can see up in the right corner here, we did have a couple of meetings that were in person the first month or two of the year. I'm going to talk a little bit about the School to Business partnership and then also our Phantom Gourmet partnership. So a lot of these numbers will be familiar to you all. As you can see, not unexpected, but some of the numbers that were traditionally trending down kind of came up in 2020. Unemployment, that I'm sure that won't be a surprise to folks. But I am happy to say that Marlborough is still below both the Massachusetts and the national average in November of 2020. The local options taxes, that's the funding for MEDC, but then also the funding that's going towards our parks and fields through the meals tax. We still did collect money from both of those, pretty much on par from years before. I'm not sure what next year will look like, but we're excited to see that this year we were able to collect some funds through those avenues. The vacancy rate did go up a little bit. The biggest driver for the office vacancy jumping up a little bit was the 397 William Street project. As you guys may recall, the Shanghai Technology Park was slated to move into that building. They have since decided to go in a different direction, so that building is now back on our highest priority list. The overall vacancy rate's maintained at 12%. And then new growth, as you can see in millions, almost close to 2020 for 2021. And that really just indicates that there are still folks moving in, there's still projects that are happening, things are still happening here in Marlborough. We wanted to start with the moves and expansions on a small local level. As all of you understand and realize, there's a lot of restaurants and folks that are not, I don't want to say struggling, but it's definitely been a challenge over the last year. But we were really lucky to see that we had 3 small businesses open up in Marlborough during the pandemic. We had Word on the Street, which is a children's book and gift shop. If anybody has not been in, it's really, really very unique and really kind of a great little spot down on downtown Marlborough. Sugar Heaven also opened up on Lincoln Street. That is actually right across from the land that we own between Lincoln and Mechanic, which we hope will be a site for future development, and we'll have lots of folks to frequent the bakery there. And then we also had a little sandwich shop open up on Church Street that was called Jenny's Place. So we had a local woman who opened up the sandwich shop and really doing very phenomenal. It's great food over there. So here's some of the bigger moves and expansions. We had a handful of companies, and all together, with everybody that has come and expanded or moved into the city, it was over 200,000 square feet of occupied space. And as Andrea mentioned before, that was part of our goals, and we were really happy to see that the life science companies and some of those folks, continued to grow and expand, and we were able to hit some of those numbers. 400 jobs were added. Shout out to Quest. We've got Karthik on today. They accounted for 200 of those jobs. But some of the other folks, Stage Bio, opened up at 290 Donald Lynch Boulevard. We have Revance, building 79,000 square feet new at the campus, bringing with them 76 jobs. Fox Tech was one that came through actually from Ryan Gagney. They're over at Knowledge Park. They were a toolbox recipient of ours. And then Sartorius, which moved to 150 Lock Drive. They're adding 100 jobs. Cytiva, obviously GE Healthcare, that's formerly GE Healthcare, but we were really excited to see that GE stayed in Marlborough, but we were also, now able to say that we have Cytiva in the community as well. And so as you can see here, MEDC goes digital, much like everybody else in the world. We were kind of forced to do some different things, and really actually excited that we were given the opportunity to bring Jill Morin into our team. She has really helped transform our online presence and the way that we present information to folks. And it's been really kind of fun, engaging content that we can put out and still make sure that folks understand what MEDC is here for and what's going on in the city. As you can see, the graph that we put on the slide here, Jill started with us in July. So clearly, as the graph shows, video views kind of spiked right after Jill joined the team. So we're really grateful for that. We've had over 18,000 video views and 51 videos produced just this year alone. We took our newsletter, we transformed that into a video format. As you'll see, the passing the torch, that's Sam and Steve Eulis up in the corner there in the hidden gems, but really has been interesting and engaging for our team to kind of pivot and try to just react to the times and things that were happening in front of us. So I hope you all enjoyed the content. This is a slide we're really proud of. Our team's very proud of this. As we've had the Economic Development Toolbox, which launched back in 2015. This year, we were able to take the toolbox and the funds that were slated for that program and make a small business COVID relief grant program. We're able to give out $130,000 in grants to 33 small businesses, which was really helpful to a lot of our restaurants and some of the folks that were trying to do outdoor dining that had never done outdoor dining before, or folks that wanted to expand their outdoor dining. But this program really reached beyond just our restaurants and our hospitality industry. We were also, helping some of the, Christo's Driving School, the Wayside Country Store. There was a lot of different folks that were able to take advantage of this program, and we're really, really excited and proud of the ability to do that. We also gave out 70 PPE bags in conjunction with the city. You can see the picture down there on the bottom, but we were really trying to, I guess at a time when people were reopening and things were really uncertain, people had a hard time getting hands on sanitizer, the masks. We happened to buy all those sanitizing pens before the pandemic happened, so that kind of worked in our favor. But we were able to hand out these PPE bags to folks as they were reopening their business. And we were able to provide little highlights for folks to show how they're reopening safely and try to make sure that the public feels comfortable still frequenting a lot of our businesses. We also purchased 25 barriers for outdoor dining, worked with the DPW to get some of the setups that you saw all around town, Wellies and Flying Dreams and Lost Shoe. A lot of the folks that were able to implement either expanded or new outdoor dining, it was because of the barriers that we were able to help put up and make sure that it was safe. So we've done a lot of work with Dine Local. Our restaurants really need our support right now. So we've had so far 14 Dine Local gift card recipients. This is through both of our punch card initiative and also the Dine Local raffle. So when the stay-at-home advisory went into place back in March, I think we launched this one in May, to do a Dine Local raffle where we were asking our Facebook followers to kind of engage with us. And if you're out eating at one of our local restaurants, post a picture. And so it was a really nice way for us to get folks engaged and encouraging curbside pickup or takeout, things like that. So far, the punch card, which you can see right here on the screen, is going really well. We have 27 punch card participants, and it's in a lot of our local restaurants, but then also all of the breweries in town. And it's been running for 2 months, and we've already collected 61 punch cards. So we're going to continue with that initiative through the spring until folks are able to get the outdoor dining back up and running. The unique thing about the punch cards, I believe, is as we look at the punch cards that come in, it's a lot of folks that are not even from Marlborough that are coming into our community and dining at our restaurants. So we think that that's really great, and we're going to continue to promote that and hope that people will take advantage of it. So we were happy to still support our big business as much as we love our small business folks. We love our big business folks as well. And so you can just see here a couple of things. The Mass Econ Impact Awards, again, Quest and Karthik and their team, we were able to nominate them for this award, and they presented really, really well. And I think that the videos that were created through Mass Econ have been shared across the country to try to help entice folks to come to Massachusetts. So we really appreciate Karthik and his team accepting the award and being able to represent Marlborough and everything that we have to offer here in our region. We have a stage bio. I think it was the only ribbon cutting that the mayor and I went to in person, but fully masked and socially distant. That one was over the summer, so that was really exciting. And then we also had the Sartorius virtual ribbon cutting, which was a new experience, but also well done, and excited to see those folks coming into Lock Drive. And then we have Revance. Thank you to the city councilors that are on board today for helping to continue to entice folks to come to Marlborough. The TIF program is one that we come to often when we have a company like this, and we're going to go over TIFs a little bit more over the next couple of weeks, but It's a really great tool for the state and the city to be able to use to bring folks into our community that doesn't really have that much of an impact on the residents. So we can take a look at some of the events. The AUVSI Expo that we went to in San Francisco, I think that was the last time I was on a plane, and I don't know when I'll be back on a plane again. But that was a really great event that we went to with Mass Econ and Daycon and Cutler and Mass Development. So we went to one of our site selector events and receptions. We also had the annual Brokers Appreciation Reception back in January, where we really bring out some of our heavy hitters. You know, years past, we've had a lot of brokers in the room. This one was a really intimate conversation that we were able to have with some of the top commercial brokers in the Boston area. And that relationship really helps us to bring folks in when they have a tenant that's interested or somebody that's in the market. You know, they know who to contact, they know where to find us. We had the Marlborough Works Job Fair. We switched to a virtual format this year. We had over 3,000 video views for the job fair and 19 participating employees. We had a lot of different industries that were represented in the job fair, and it was really kind of a unique way to still continue with our efforts to help our big business and some of our small business folks attract the talent that they need. We had the founders reception, which was really, really fun. We had a lot of participation from a lot of different folks. We had over 50 attendees, which we were really excited about. And that's where you got your goodie bags, and I think people really did have a nice fun time with it. And we tortured the mayor and city council president with the trivia. But I have to say the trivia battle was one of the most viewed videos on our Facebook for the entire year. So not sure what that tells. So we continue to build the brand. This is a lot of our media ad buys and things that we're doing to try to get the word about Marlborough outside of Marlborough. So you'll see a couple of our ads that we did. We had a couple of Worcester Business Journal, the Book of Lists, just also an advertisement that came out in the fall of last year, when things, you know, the new normal kind of settled in, and we really wanted to put together an ad that showed Marlborough is still open for business despite everything that's going on. I also participated in the Mass Bio Virtual State of Possible conference, which was a really great opportunity for Marlborough to be involved in a statewide conversation about life sciences and the things that we're able to offer not only in this area, but for Marlborough in particular. And then we also participated in a podcast. It was actually the week of the shutdown. It was supposed to be an in-person podcast, but we kind of pivoted. We were going to be talking about Marlborough and everything that's gone on, and quickly shifted to talking about the coronavirus and how we were responding very early days. So school to business, this is a packed slide because we've got a lot of stuff that's going on. Still a lot of work to be done, and that's why we're excited to have Superintendent and his team with us today to talk about some of the things that we'd like to accomplish. But we were able to make some progress, and so we're excited about that. We launched the Inside the Industry series. The next victim is going to be Cytiva, and Brian, we're going to be chatting with you about that shortly. But really trying to engage our students with some of the companies that we have in town. But beyond that, you know, there's so many benefits to doing this type of a series, where Quest said, oh, hey, we're trying to hire. How do we get our name out there? So not only an opportunity for Karthik and his team to talk about the things that they're doing and share that with our students, but really anybody that is able to get onto YouTube can view this type of a series. So it's really valuable. You can see some of the comments right underneath. We had Dan Riley, we had folks from AMSA, we had people from Assabet and Marlborough Public Schools. All of our students were watching, but then their parents were watching, and all of our followers ended up watching. And so I think it was a really dynamic way to get the word out to a lot of different audiences. You can also see the 9th grade entrepreneurship students were watching Steve Eulis sharing his entrepreneurial wisdom with Sam. So we're really excited. That tweet came from one of our high school teachers that was sharing with her students some of the video content that we're producing. And then down at the bottom here, it's the Women in STEM. That was the panel discussion with the STEM Council, which is all representatives from all 3 schools, high schools in the city. And then we have a lot of our business representatives that join us. And again, we had students that were joined on this Zoom, and they were able to ask questions directly of folks from Quest, Boston Scientific, Synovian, Cytiva, Main Street Bank, and Viasat. So altogether, all these different videos, we had a combined 2,570 views of some of these different educational series that we were able to either put together or participate in. And we continued with our Phantom Gourmet partnership. We were excited to work with the Phantom Gourmet guys, obviously during a time when our restaurants need us more, if not than they ever have before. We were excited to work with these guys on new marketing. We did a new video ad, which was all about takeout and delivery in the city of Marlborough. We also did the virtual Taste of Marlborough that wasn't live, but people could watch it on Facebook Live. And when we had over 23,000 views of some of our restaurants in town, and it was really kind of a unique way to get folks out there, give them some branding, and being able to show that Marlborough's restaurants are still open for business. We did put some different newsletters together with Phantom, and they were able to blast those out to us throughout the entire months of September and October, just highlighting different specials that were going on for all of our restaurants. And I think the piece that is important to note is none of our restaurants have to pay for any of this content that they're able to put out through the partnership. Because MEDC is working with Phantom, they're able to participate at no cost to them. We had 180 bags that were distributed at the drive-in over the summer, and 20 million combined impressions from Phantom Gourmet through all of their different avenues in branding. So that was really exciting. And last but certainly not least, we want to thank all of you for joining us on the board for 2020, and also to the Marlborough City Council. We really appreciate everybody's support, and we really look forward to looking at 2021.